Hello everyone and welcome to this week's behind the scenes devlog video, and this week's video is going to be in a slightly different format from usual because most of the week this week I was just working on the new engine for Equilinox and I made quite a bit of progress, but there isn't really a whole load that I can show you in the video because it was mostly just me coding and reading and testing. So for the first part of this video I'm just going to show you the highlights of those first 4 days while I was working on the engine, but then on Friday I went back to working on the gameplay side of things. So that's in the usual diary format. So yeah, just wanted to quickly explain that and I hope you enjoyed the video. So it is already lunchtime, but it's been a pretty good morning. I started off by doing a lot of planning for the new engine because I really don't want to have to redo any of it this time, so I'm trying to plan out everything very meticulously this time. And I've also been creating a couple of classes which are going to handle all of the VAO and VBO stuff in the engine. It is 10:30 and so far this morning I've just been working hard on the new engine, and I finished off the simple rendering code and added in some model loading code. So I can now actually render something with the new engine, which is great because now I can start adding all of the new stuff that I want to add and testing it out. And the first thing that I'm going to do is to implement the stuff that I was talking about a couple of weeks ago with trying to store vertex data in less bytes by using packed normalized ints. For the last couple of hours I've just been fighting a bit with byte buffers and float buffers and signed bytes and unsigned bytes, trying to get it working, and I have now finally managed to get the colour for each vertex stored in 4 bytes instead of 4 floats, which would be 16 bytes, so obviously that's a nice improvement. But this was actually meant to be the easy part. The tricky part is still to come, and that is storing the normal vector for each vertex in a packed normalized int format, which is something that I haven't done before. So it's coming up to lunchtime now and it's been a very productive morning. I've managed to get lots done and I've pretty much finished off all the code now to do with loading up a model, loading up model data, compacting it and getting it as efficiently as possible into a VBO. So that's all finished and working now. I'm just going to stop for a bit now, go for a run in the park because it's a lovely day today, and then I will stop off at the shop, get some food for lunch. Then after lunch I'll be getting back to work on the rendering code. It is 20 to 6 in the evening now, and again this afternoon has been pretty productive, but I just haven't really had anything exciting that I can show you. I've just been working on a lot of the engine code. Mainly I've been working on the batching, or the basics of the batching system, being able to render multiple entities in a single draw call. So for example you can see here there are, I think it's 5,000 trees, and these are all stored in a single batch and all being rendered in a single draw call, which is quite good. And I think I can even increase this a bit to 50,000 and that should still be able to render. I did try earlier increasing it to 500,000, but I think that was a bit big for one batch. This is already too big for one batch, but just for fun you can see that that works. Good morning everyone, it is Friday morning and today I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break from working on the engine, and I'm going to get back to working on some of the more gameplay related stuff in Equilinox. So I wanted to get lots done today, so I've got up nice and early, 6:30 at the moment, so I'm going to have a quick breakfast and then I will get to work. Just having a bit of breakfast now. Usually I have cereal, but I've run out, so today I'm having scrambled eggs on bread, and I've also just been making a list of all of the tasks that I want to complete today. First up today, I've just been working on the points counter, adding an animation for it when it increases or decreases. So if I now go into the shop and buy something, you can see that when it decreases, it goes red, it gets a bit smaller, and also the numbers tick down slowly over the course of a second. And the same for when it increases, so if you watch the points counter here, when it increases, it gets a bit bigger, goes green, and the numbers obviously tick up. So that is the first task of the day done. Next up today, I've just been finishing off some of the jungle entities by creating the icons, so for the jungle mushroom and the jungle plant for example, and also one of the jungle trees, I still have to do the other one, and also the frog entity. And I've also just been creating the younger model versions for this jungle tree here. Coming up to 9:30 now, and I've just been changing where the music and sound settings are saved, because last week I was saving them to each save slot, which meant that each world would actually have a different music and sound volume setting, which obviously wasn't really necessary. So today I've just changed it so that they get saved to the user configs file when you save the game. So that's all working now, and I'm going to take a bit of a break now because I need to go and do my weekly food shopping. Back to work now, and next up today I'm doing a bit of work with the task system, and currently when you click on a locked task you just get this simple message here, but what I wanted to show is actually the names of the tasks that you need to complete in order to unlock that task. Just finished implementing the new task stuff, so now when you click on a locked task you get to see the names of the other tasks that you need to complete first, and the ones in red are tasks that are also locked, and the ones in beige are the ones that you can actually currently complete, and you can also click on one of these tasks to bring up the information for that task. To finish off the morning, I've just been creating the various model stages for this new tree, which you might have seen me creating last week, and I've also just added it into the game so you can see a few of them growing here, and I've also just been creating the icon for this new tree. Just stopping for some lunch now, and it's quite a strange mix of food I've got today. I'm just trying to use up some of the leftover stuff from last week before it goes off. So next up today I wanted to make it a bit easier to remove entities from the world, because currently you have to click on them, go into their options menu and click the remove button, but now you can actually just click on an entity and then press the delete key on your keyboard, and as you can see that will instantly remove the entity from the world. It is 5 o'clock now, and as you can see I've just put the new orange trees into the game, and they drop oranges onto the floor every now and again, as you would expect. And now I'm just going to have a bit of a break, eat some mango, and then I'll get started with the next task. It is 20 to 6 in the evening now, and next up today I wanted to make some of the trees in Equilinox look a little bit nicer with a falling leaf particle effect. So I've created one for the cherry tree and also one for these red trees here. Just wanted to add one more animal into Equilinox this evening, which is the squirrel, so I was just creating the younger version for that and adding it into the game. And obviously at the moment it's just using the rabbit's movement, but I'll give it its own movement fairly soon. But for now I need to stop because I'm going out for dinner this evening with a friend who's visiting from England at the moment. And obviously now that he's in Germany he wants to try out some of the local cuisine, so naturally he's decided that we're going to have dinner at Pizza Hut. So to finish off for the evening, I just started doing some editing for this devlog video, and I've also just been replying to a few comments and emails, but I think I'm going to stop now. But it's been a good day. I got a lot of stuff on my to-do list done, a couple of tasks that I didn't get round to doing, but I also added a few new tasks as well. So all in all, it's been a pretty productive day. So that is pretty much going to be it for this week. Today I'm just going to be editing this video together, but it's been a really good week, probably my most productive week of the year so far. I made a lot of good progress on the new engine, and I'm really happy with how that's coming along. It's just so much more tidy and optimized and just more compact than the current engine, so I'm really looking forward to being able to use that in Equilinox. And I also managed to tick quite a few tasks off the to-do list yesterday. But yeah, that's it for this week. Thank you guys very much for watching this video. Do subscribe if you haven't already. Have a fantastic week, and I will see you all next time.